Hey everyone, thanks again for tuning in to another Slim Sports interview. As always, I'm your host, JD, and joining me today is a great point guard that is a three-time ASUN champ, now making her way to her home state in Northern Colorado University, Seneca Hackley. How's it going, Seneca?
Hall, bounce pass, then outside. Hackley all alone for three and drains it.
It's going good.
Great to have you on here. Thank you so much for taking some time and being on here for an interview today. You've had a great career so far, and now you get to go back to your home state and play for the University of Northern Colorado. What does that mean to you to be able to go back home and represent your home state?
Yeah, it's awesome. I had my moment of being out of the house and out of state. When I first graduated high school, I wanted to move away just to be able to, learn how to operate on my own. And then now I think it's great being able to come back and my family gets to come to my games. I have a big family. I have 8 siblings, so it's nice to have them around and close so I can see their stuff and kind of watch them grow up, and they get to watch me play too, which is awesome.
That's awesome. You get to be able to go and support your family, and they can go support you, you being kind of a role model for your younger siblings. And obviously, you've had a great career to be that role model. Three-time ASUN champ, like I mentioned, your first 2 years with FGCU being a bit of a role player. And this past year, a lot of us, myself included, I did stats for you guys. We were watching you grow and kind of take that next step. And then injury unfortunately hit, and you were sidelined throughout most of the season. Only ended up playing 7 games, but during those 7 games, you did your thing, helped them get those wins against some great teams. You got to learn from one of the greatest coaches in NCAA history, in Coach Smesko. Dude has won more ASUN championships than I can even count. He's made it to NCAA tournaments countless times as well. What was it like being able to learn from him?
I don't know. I guess I just didn't realize how much there really was to the game. He definitely kept it simple when he explained it to us, but there's just so many things that I didn't know about the game, and I feel more confident as a player now, just being able to see certain things that I didn't even think about before. So that's just one of the things I'm really grateful for. I played for him for 3 years. So I'm just grateful for any coach really, but he taught me a lot for sure.
Yeah, one of the greatest minds. I call him the GOAT. He doesn't like when I call him that, but I still call him that anyways. But not only that, but you also got to play alongside some incredible veteran players. Kirsten Bell being the most notable one, a 2-time champ in the WNBA now with the Las Vegas Aces. You got to play alongside her. TK Morehouse and Shea Carter, who are both now playing pro ball overseas, and one of the best shooters in the history of the NCAA, Kendall Spray. She transferred to you guys after a couple years at Clemson. Now she's actually an assistant coach alongside Coach Smesko on the bench. What was that like for you as a freshman and sophomore and underclassman, being able to come in and learn from these veteran players that had such great experience?
Right. Yeah, I definitely think it made me work harder. I mean, I wanted nothing more than to be like them, grow up and be like them. And I think being surrounded by those type of players as a young player, it's just exciting. I don't know. I always could learn something from them. It was always, practices were always tough, and I think it only made me a better player today. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you get to go off, do your thing at Northern Colorado. I know that must have been a really hard decision for you to make, leaving FGCU, where you guys have so much success, so much, of a winning culture, and you could have stayed there and probably gotten another 2 ASUN championships there because they just run the ASUN every year like they do. But you ended up making that decision to go back to your home state, like we mentioned, in Northern Colorado. What was it that really triggered that decision for you?
And like you said, it was a little bit of my injury. I got injured, but for the most part, I just been talking to my family, and I just been away for so long, and I realized all my siblings were growing up. They were doing things that I just didn't get to see, and I just don't want them to look back and think, oh, just not that they wouldn't really know me, but just that I don't want them to remember that I wasn't around. So I just kind of wanted to come back and be able to see them more often and be around them and allow them to see me as well.
That's awesome. That's great. And I'm sure you're going to have a big role for this Northern Colorado team. Obviously, there's so much talent at FGCU. People don't realize that the players coming off the bench could be starters at a lot of these other schools. And you're going to be a perfect example of that, coming into Northern Colorado with a lot of that winning experience, that winning culture about yourself. So what's been the biggest difference for you thus far from what you've seen from this Northern Colorado team compared to what you were used to the past 3 years at FGCU?
I would say just the structure and just how everything's set up. Like the style of play is a lot different for me. We're more of like we have set plays and just run things a little bit differently. I'd say FGCU is a little bit more free flowing. So I guess I'm just kind of getting used to that right now. We've only had one exhibition game so far, so that went pretty well. We're just trying to build on what we have. We have some great younger players. We have some good veterans. So we're just trying to bring it all together right now.
Yeah, and obviously you being a veteran player, now with that program specifically, but this being your 4th year of college basketball, you're looking to take that next step up. Like I mentioned, when you were at FGCU, you were more of a role player playing behind those stars. Now you're kind of looking to take on that star role or whatever role this team needs of you in order to help it win. How are you really improving yourself? How have you gotten yourself better throughout this offseason to take that next step this year?
Yeah, we definitely just as a team, as a whole, been working really hard. Want to make some changes. We didn't, I say we, but their team didn't have the best record last year. And so we're just trying to build, been working on our conditioning, working on getting up and down the floor, just certain things that we want to add to our game, but we've been working since the summer to kind of bring things together. So.
Yeah. And now the season's here. It's a couple days away. You guys are starting off against Hastings College at home, being able to play in front of your family, the home crowd, on your own court where you guys have been used to. What does that mean for you and your team to be able to start this season off at home against Hastings?
Yeah, we're just really excited. Like it's just been so long. It feels like so long since we played. Like I said, we've been here since I think it was July, and just we've been here the whole time. So we're just excited to finally get to the good part, the games.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be a very tough season. You guys are in a good conference, legit mid-major teams every single night, just like you were used to in the ASUN. And you guys actually play Colorado, University of Colorado. They're ranked number 20 right now in the preseason rankings. A couple weeks from now, you'll be able to play them. So some very tough competition. How are you guys looking towards this upcoming season overall to have that success, to get those wins and hopefully make it to the NCAA tournament?
I think the biggest thing we've been focusing on is just getting better every single day. We watch practice film, we watch game film, and we just take the film, we break it down and try to get better every single day and focus on it one game at a time. We made some goals as a team, but we're really trying to focus one day at a time, just staying consistent, getting better.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see what you guys end up doing this season. You already know I'm going to be tuned in on Monday. I'm going to be watching you probably drain some threes of your own, do your, fancy little passes that you do as the point guard you are. I remember seeing them at FGCU. Definitely, your defense is incredible as well. So I can't wait to see what you do as well as your team this upcoming Monday and this upcoming season. Thank you so much for being on this interview with me, Seneca. Really means a lot, and good luck this season.
Thank you. I appreciate it.